There's something special about MMORPGs. From that first moment of interacting with players from all across the globe, to forging friendships, accepting challenges, and leveling up together in an experience that could rarely be found elsewhere. And though the golden age of MMORPGs may be gone, the heart of what they were and could have been still beats loudly in the minds of many. Through the eyes of gamers, let's take a plunge into the world of Destilon, a world that reflects the stories that come online and the adventures we find in-game.
Oh, for the love of God, Jara, can you please just put on the boots already?
In just under 2 hours, the pair of novices ventured on through the training grounds in Fulgur Woodlands before reaching a nearby hub. However, Jara's indecisiveness made it seem like they've been at the tavern for days.
Vaden, my sweet, naive little Vaden. Do me a favor and look at me. Look at what I'm wearing. I have on a blue starter helm, a dashing blue tunic, white gloves with blue seams, and blue leggings. So why on earth would I wear those abominations? Well, maybe because the boots that you're wearing right now clearly need to be repaired. And yeah, I know they don't look like much, but at least the ones that you found have way better stats. You should probably wear those instead. Nah. Although, I should probably turn them in for something less ugly. Well, wait here. I'll be right back. Let me go handle this.
Vaden paid Jara no mind as she left. He was starting to find more interest in how lively the hub had become. All types of players were gathered there, from novices to veterans and all those in between, to stone men and furry folk, and even giants that somehow found a way to squeeze inside the tavern. There is something therapeutic about seeing so many different types of players socializing about all sorts of things. Some traded items with one another, while others danced on top of tables. Players on the second floor role-played in secluded areas, while a random person would walk by every now and then trying to recruit newcomers to their guild. In that moment, Vaden had forgotten about the need of loot and the glory of leveling. In that moment of peace, he was no longer playing a game. He was becoming a part of it. In the world of Destilon, you'll often run across a wide variety of diverse avatars. Often you'll see other players with characters resembling different age groups. From young to old, aging in Destilon Online is a little more than just a cosmetic option. It actually plays a unique role in the overall gameplay. Whether you're logged in or offline, your character will always age. Much like the real world, your character will turn a year older when his or her birthday arrives. Unlike the real world, however, Destilon Online runs off of its own calendar, meaning its own cycle for time, days, and even seasons, of which instead of 4, there's 8, but I'll get back to that a little bit later. If you created a human character, their birthday will be established by the season and day of your choosing during character creation. Just like your character's age, in-game time is continuously moving forward, even when you're not logged in. The overall purpose of aging has to do more than just the way your character looks over time. Aging plays a role in how certain traits for your characters are amplified. A quick side note before diving into this. Each playable race handles this trait system differently when it comes to character creation. For this example, I'll be using the humans to explain how it works. Similar to horoscopes, many humans believe in personalities associated to signs at birth. However, instead of following an astrological chart, humans go by the cycle of seasons. In this world, there's a total of 8 seasons. Starting from the beginning of the year, it goes as follows. Maldra's Wake, the transitioning period between winter and spring. Spring, Rain's End, the time between spring and summer. Summer, Windtide, between summer and fall. fall, and lastly, Maldra Slumber, the transitional period between fall and winter. As I've previously mentioned, you'll be able to pick your character's birthday during character creation. This is done by first picking one of the 8 seasons in a year, a day off the endgame calendar, and lastly, a time of day, being morning, midday, sunset, or night. The final result of these choices determines your character's sign. For example, a player born on a summer date during midday will be blessed with the sign of the harvester. This sign grants the character a +2 bonus on actions that require harvesting and the handling of crops. It's important to note that any character can harvest regardless of the sign given to them. However, characters with this particular bonus would have a minor advantage over others that do not. If you were to add up all of the combinations of seasons and the days for birth, the result comes out to be a total of 32 signs, meaning you'll be able to pick one of the 32 trait bonuses to give your character during their creation. Appearance-wise, it's possible to start off as an older character if you so choose. As the years go by, if you don't want your character to age in appearance, don't worry. There's a quest called Kohiku's Pond. Completing it will allow you to preserve your character's look for as long as you like. In character creation for humans, you'll be able to pick from ages 12 through 40. It doesn't matter how old you start off your character. Each player at character creation will get the same amount of bonuses for the one trait starting at a +2. In order to increase this bonus, your character will have to age in game. Basically, when a year goes by in game, your character becomes a year older on the day of birth you chose at character creation. When that happens, your trait multiplier goes up by +1. Now, let's say you really like the trait you chose, and in some way, you use it almost all the time. Now, instead of a +1 bonus, it will be increased to a +2. This is done on a scale of how often you log in and use your trait, up until the birthday has arrived. In short, inactive characters that never log in or barely use their traits get a +1 bonus added to their birth trait every year. Those that log in for 25% of the days in a year while using their birth trait get +2 added. And those that do it for 50% of those days get +3 added. Details about each of these 32 traits will be discussed in a later video. The bonuses will not be able to increase indefinitely and at some point will be capped off. That leads me into the final point of this presentation. Allow me to briefly go over how your character's traits can be transferred onto newer characters you create. There are a number of ways traits can be passed down to your alt characters. These include childbirth, rebirth, adoption, and reincarnation. These are parts of the legacy system, a way your traits are passed down to a new generation of heroes. Once in the legacy system, the number of bonuses you've acquired on your previous character will stay the same on your next tune. The good thing about this is that now you'll be able to pick another trait at character creation, aside from the ones already in legacy. As this new character ages, the legacy traits will no longer be able to gain any more bonuses. However, your new birth trait will level up as usual. Though it's a bit of a stretch and might take a long time, it is possible for a character to eventually acquire every trait through legacy. That's all for the end of this presentation. In a later video, I'll go into even greater detail about how the legacy system works, the pros and cons of starting at a younger age versus an older age, and how these tie into the permadeath feature. But don't worry, permadeath is completely optional and has its own rewards and detriments if chosen. If you have any questions or would like to start up a conversation, feel free to do so in the comments below. If you like this type of content, make sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you really like it, make sure to subscribe to be notified whenever I upload new videos. Thank you for watching. My name is Dex, and I will see you next time in game.